Hello and welcome. Thank you for tuning into the School Board Patriot podcast. I'm your host, Michelle Mandarin. Here, I will be discussing with you the happenings of the school board meetings here in Pasco County, informing you of any action taking place and everything that happens in between. In this episode, I will be talking about the school board meeting that took place on Tuesday, July 26th. The school board meeting started, like many others, with a presentation. Lots of presentations happen at these board meetings that I've noticed. If I can be frank, I think it's a little bit of a waste of time. From my understanding, as I think it was Colleen or Allison that had pointed out that these board meetings are to conduct business. Yet they have these presentations, these fuzzy feel-good presentations. Not to say that they shouldn't have them, but I think they should be separate from these board meetings because it is a waste of time. And I just feel like they can allocate their time better by actually discussing the issues that are taking place within the county instead of patting themselves on the back, which a lot of community members have come forward to me. And we've discussed that this board likes to pat themselves on the back instead of actually, tackling issues and solving issues and solving problems. And what's more is, why can't they have these presentations and award ceremonies, separate from these meetings? So this presentation was how the sheriff department works with our district and their schools, which is a good thing. Keeping our teachers and students safe is very important. The only negative thing that I can say that came out of this presentation is the fact that they use Baker acting on students. It has become a very big issue, especially within our own county. And another thing that I can also relate to is that these drills that they have for these mass shootings can be a little overwhelming for some students and some teachers. A lot of students and a lot of teachers have come forward to Pasco Watch saying that these drills are a little bit excessive. I mean, I know it's probably not in all schools, but even my own daughter came home one day saying that she was scared that a shooting might happen. It's hurtful to see your own child be fearful of something, so drastic and so scary. Your child, my elementary school child is afraid of going to school, and that hurts. So that's all I have to say negative about that. Other than that, I think we do a lot within our county as far as keeping students safe. The whole locking the doors from the inside or from the outside is awesome. I think that having a buzzer in the front door, in my opinion, is okay. I just think it's sad that we are normalizing these mass shootings as something that could happen, as something as normal as a fire drill. I just think it's very sad that this has to happen this way. And I know there's nothing I can really do about it. The safety of our students is most important, but I just think there should be another way to actually approach this. And just my opinion, but aren't school shooters usually students that go to that school? If they understand the drill, wouldn't that make it easier for them to go around it? But that's just my opinion. And I also don't like the fact that they have included Baker acting as a part of mental health in solving mental health issues and solving issues with students that have are struggling emotionally. And Baker acting should be the last thing on anybody's arsenal to be used when dealing with a troubled student. Yet it has blown up in our county. Like I stated before, there have been parents coming forward saying that this Baker acting thing is just getting out of hand. And so from what I understand is now that during this presentation, it was stated that they are no longer using the sheriff's vehicle to Baker Act children, no longer using handcuffs, but they're using a white van. A white van? Can I just say, the only reason I say this is not as bad as a police car is because it's worse. Do you want to know the reason why they're using the white van? Well, in the presentation, it was said that it's more discreet to use a van than to use a cop car. And it's so that they won't embarrass students. But in reality, I really believe it's because of this article right here. I'm going to provide the link below, but I'm pretty sure it's because of this. It was posted a few years ago, but it's still happening from what I've heard from parents all the time. Within this article, which was posted in 2020, it states the Tampa Bay Times did an investigation stating that students are being wrongly committed, and they found that cases of children being improperly housed with adults in mental health centers or being sexual or physically assaulted while in their care is just, this is horrible. And the Florida lawmakers have done little to address problems or increase accountability. And the state doesn't even track what's happening in the schools. The database built by the Times shows that the rate of the commitments for local students rose to 35% in the last 5 years, and the increase was even more pronounced in Pinellas, Pasco, and Hernando counties, where the rate was almost more than 75%. So I really believe that they are using this van as because of this article that had come out a couple of years ago. Listen, I understand and respect the roles of the SROs. I actually feel really good that they're working with our schools. It makes me feel safe that, you know, my daughter has a police officer there at the school. But the van decision, who are they helping with this van? Who are they helping with Baker acting students? I'm hoping this was some sort of compromise. And besides the fact that it does have to, why does it have to include treating troubled youth like they're crazy? That being said, I don't think we should be using Baker acting. We shouldn't be Baker acting children at all. They're children. If there is an issue, that we need to go to the root cause of this child, to talk to the parents. Whatever happened to speaking to the parents of these children? The Baker acting is just exploding. There's something wrong. After the presentation, the neola policy hearing had occurred, and we were concerned about 5120 not being there or on the agenda. But then I realized after the attorney Alfonso spoke that the agenda items are the neola policies on the agenda items are the ones that they had discussed and made a decision for. So granted, 5120 was not on the agenda because they did not come forward with a conclusion to change it. Like I said in my last episode, they didn't come to a conclusion. They are not going to change it. It's going to stay the same. So that's horrible. But I was still going to comment on public comment to ask why it hasn't been changed. Cynthia Armstrong chimed in specifically, stated how some of us will be wanting to talk about certain policies, but we are not supposed to. If we want to talk about those policies, which she meant 5120, that we were supposed to talk about it at public comment at the end of the meeting, which is, you know, the same public comment that's not recorded. Bodwin then asked Mr. Shibley to clarify all the places within the policies that state timely notification and in a timely manner, referring to when the schools notify parents, that why isn't it immediately? But then he asked if it was based off about emergency management policies, which I'm not sure if that's what the community member who talked to Bodwin about it. But she said, yes, it's about the emergency policies. And so his answer, in short, you can go back and look. Basically, he described that the reason that they have it and not immediately is because every situation is different, and they can't say immediately because if it wasn't, then they would face legal charges. That's what I got from it. And in short, it's to cover their butts legally. After the hearing and for the budget, Kurt Browning went on a spiel about what their budget will look like, and that he asked the board to please pass it, please approve the budget as is. And then he went on and stated how there has been some misleading social media chatter stating that there are excess funds that they could be using available for teacher pay. I will be recording another interview with the person they had mentioned. I know they didn't mention him by name, but that's who they were talking about. As far as the social media chatter goes, they're talking about Jim Stanley, which is funny. But anyway, we're going to be recording next Friday the 6th and hopefully post it by the next day. And we're going to be breaking down everything that Shibley was talking about, along with showing you the document that he was presenting on the TV during the meeting, which you couldn't even read. It was too small. So please stay tuned on that, because I thought it was very interesting that they would take time out of their meeting just to quell what they deem an issue, talking about the social media chatter. So anyway, so after that, a woman named Debbie Parker, who works with the transportation department, was pointing out how they don't seem to have money increase in their salaries of the bus drivers that they have left, which is very few. And she isn't sure how many will be left come October, because this is still a huge issue. All right. Yet there are new jobs posted under transportation for a senior manager of transportation and a transportation customer service representative, and pointed out, how can you have 2 new job positions yet not take care of the employees that you have right now? She made an emphasis on how they have much less employees yet are still unable to increase their salaries for the few that they have left. Granted, so if you lose bus drivers, you should in turn have more money for the ones that are left, correct? And that is a very good question, but they didn't answer it. Of course not. Their excuse for this increase in transportation, like the money in the transportation, was that they were only ever funded half. That's all. How does that explain the fact that they are short on bus drivers? So they should have more money left over to pay the remaining drivers, right? No explanation. Business as usual. So then she went on to explain that the new positions are allocations that they've always had, and that the customer service position that they had has been unable to be filled for years and years. But I call bull. The board has lied so many times. I just can't believe them anymore. Anything that they spew, their answers, lies, all of them. I don't believe them, because we've caught them in so many lies. I don't even believe them. I looked up on the school board docs. I have not found a single position allocation that says customer service representative for the transportation. I haven't found it. So if you'd like to email me and tell me where I can find it, then I'll believe you. But until then, I call bull. So she also stated the senior manager position is not new and that it is just a title change. Bodwin chimed in saying how it's important to explain because it looks like we're adding 2 new positions, but we are just converting them. Again, I do not believe a word they say. I don't. It's word salad to confuse the masses. Okay, so I know my last episode, I was a refresher, but this school board meeting was just a reminder of the few things that I've missed in my last refresher. So something that we had tried and warned the school board the beginning of last year when it came to the bus driver. Last year, many bus drivers came forward, many custodians came forward saying, we can't do this anymore. We need an increase in our pay. They said, I can go to McDonald's, make more money. Why would I do this job that is stressful and that you've added more work for, and everybody's leaving, causing me to have more work? I need more pay. Many community members came forward seeking answers, stating that they would call and be pushed just along to another person. They got to the point where they were telling them, these community members, to just figure it out. I'd be angry too if I was told just to figure it out. It's stressful. It's all because they won't increase the bus drivers' pay. Just one simple choice, one simple thing for them to decide a year ago. And now we have angry parents and teachers and bus drivers coming to the board saying, why? These excuses of the board can no longer hold. They can no longer hold. The community is angry. And we told them this a year ago. This is going to happen. And it happened. So one community member named Jessica Chikesco came up and made us an excellent point. She stated that she worked for the district for about 9 years as an educator and is constantly teaching students, teachers, parents, anybody that asked her how policies affect the schools that they go to. And they call her and they text her because they can't get a hold of anyone in the district, just like anyone else that went up there. They said they get pushed along, they get sent to someone else, and they don't get answered. And she made a statement how the board and schools state that we need more parent engagement, yet the board and district fail to actually talk to the parents. Does that sound familiar? We've been saying that for what, a year now? UN community engagement, TNTP, the TNTP workshop. What really stood out is how she told them that it is their job to advocate to the state for us. They are elected officials that we voted on for. They are supposed to be advocating for the community and for us, yet they decide to ignore us and push us to the side and call us stupid because we have text messages where they say that we're stupid. The 90% of the Pasco County is stupid. Okay, that's what they feel about us. It's just sad that they don't advocate for us. They don't care about us. They do think we're stupid. Okay. I would like to also state that neither Jessica nor I were allowed to speak during public comment at the end after the meeting because we supposedly used up our time. Two things wrong with this. One is when we were speaking on the agenda items, the attorney Alfonso was supposed to remind us of our times. So there's that. And secondly, I don't know about Jessica, but I was timing my time. I had 20 seconds left. I know it's just 20 seconds, but she stated that I used up my time. 20 seconds is still mine. But anyway, I will talk about what I wanted to talk about during public comment. Now, what I wanted to talk about was the fact that teachers are tired of the baloney. They're tired of all this training that they're not qualified to do with this social emotional baloney, with this TNTP baloney, with this AVID baloney. They're tired they just want to teach again. But we have received many emails and messages from teachers throughout this year, hundreds of teachers telling us that they're tired, telling us they're thanking us that we're advocating for them because they just want to go back to teaching because they love kids. They love what they do. They love teaching. And the district has done nothing but take that away from them. And they don't support them anymore. It's all about making money. It's disgusting. We need to give that ability back to them and advocate for them because at the end of the day, the ones who truly suffer are the students. All right, folks, that is it for today. I know it was a short video, but I do have another school board meeting this coming up Tuesday, so I'm going to be busy. And then I'm going to have my interview with Jim Stanley. I'm going to interview him on Friday and hopefully be able to post it by Saturday. Stay tuned. Bye.